Yeah, believe in yourself. Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Believe in yourself. Yeah. Who else gon' believe in you?
Hey everybody, thanks for joining the Manny Horse Show once again. I got my dude with me, man. I'm excited about this one, so he needs no introduction. But for some of y'all that don't know, this is Harrison Gilmer, and the businesses that he does, so much I can't even share just in the intro. So Harrison, you ready for this, bro?
Man, I'm super excited, man. It's my guy. Whenever we link, it's always something amazing happening. So we got something in store.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's go.
All right.
Manny Horse Show. Let's get it in. What's going on, bro?
Everything, man. We standing right now in my office, one of my offices. Right? I have an actual brick and mortar office off of Lee Road, but then, because I had the luxury of being able to work from home, this is where I do my work at. So, my lounge chair, because I do a lot of reading, man. I'm big on mindset.
I already know, man. You used to have me reading 1,000 books. So,
you gotta read, man.
Yeah, for sure. That's important.
Books, but yeah, this is the office, man. So, in here you can kind of see just some of the work I put in. I always tell people, man, I'm not going to talk you to death. I put in work. So these is, the degrees in business and the entrepreneur classes that I took, man, and things of this nature and just awards. And, man, I'm blessed, man. And
tell them your name and what you do for those that don't know.
My name is Harrison Gilmer, and I'm an entrepreneur. Right now inside of my business portfolio, I have about 5 different businesses. All those businesses are profitable. And, I tend to look for things that require low overhead, but obviously can make a ton of profit. But more importantly than that, I look for businesses that can help people, edify people, build people. Yeah. Because one thing that the world is never going to be short of is people. So as long as you can help somebody, you can make money. That's it. And at the end of the day, it's more blessed to give than to receive. So in essence, as an entrepreneur in giving, I'm almost cheating the system. That ain't your Tuesday. But yeah, man. So just over here, just a little bit of stuff, man. I got prepared for you, man. Okay. So just a little bit of things out here, man. Some of the magazines that I've been fortunate enough to be featured in. Wow. Entrepreneurs International and Direct Professional and PRYD Clothing. We got one of my businesses is PRYD Clothing that I own with 2 of my business partners, James Lumsden and Carlos Benz. And that's our apparel company where we do everything from t-shirts to hats to hoodies. Yep. You name it. In fact, this t-shirt, if you see it duplicated, they stole the idea from us. When you see these area code t-shirts on the street, PRYD Clothing created that. Wow, okay. And PRYD just stands for power and respect you determine. Yeah. Another one of my businesses is Smedium Direct, where we cater to helping small to mid-sized companies market, brand, and promote themselves. Yeah. One of the ways that we do that is basically putting together mini memberships on behalf of their business where we can go out into the community and expose people to that particular business to drive traffic through their doors. Yeah. And then obviously another one of my businesses is CLG Enterprise Group, which we focus on property preservation and real estate. We run that out of a brick and mortar office off of 4500 Lee Road. Nice. And then one of my other final businesses is actually financial education services, where we educate people on how to restore, rebuild, and protect their credit, but also establish their personal and financial affairs and get things in order, man. Yeah. So we in the building around here. I see, man.
I see you working. You're doing a lot.
Yeah, man.
So what all that you're doing, like, how do you find that balance?
Family, man. I mean, everything is about family, right? Yeah. So, when you got a balance at home, that balance at home keeps you focused. Yeah. But then you get good at things like setting goals. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you got 24 hours in a day, then you just need to know how to manage that time. Right. You learn to manage the time, and the time will start managing you.
That's real.
So I've learned as an entrepreneur, one of the biggest pitfalls for somebody that's an entrepreneur is believing that they can do whatever they want with their time. Gotcha. And again, when I first became an entrepreneur, I did think that I could just do whatever I wanted with my time. The reality is I have to manage my time. Gotcha. I have to make sure that I stay focused on what I do, because again, running multiple businesses, but on top of that, still being a family man, still being a father, still being a husband.
Right.
And in addition to that, you talk about still being somebody that want to spend some time with me and do the things that I like.
That's real.
You don't manage that time, and it'll be just like having a job.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up. So what made you get started with everything?
So I had went to college, man, and was taught like a lot of people to go to school, get a good education, and get a good job.
Yeah.
And at some point, I just recognized what I call the entrepreneur, the employee lie.
Yeah.
And the employee lie is that you can work 40 hours a day for 40 years and live off of 40% of your pension. It's just not true.
Right.
And I wish I would have found that out a little bit earlier. But the beauty is I found out in enough time to be able to do something about it.
Yeah.
More importantly, to be able to impact my kids, nieces, nephews, godchildren, to teach them that it's nothing wrong with having a job.
Right.
There's something wrong with not desiring more than a job.
Gotcha.
And at the end of the day, man, I just think it's more empowering to the community and people around me for me to be a business owner because I can hire people.
Yeah.
All I can do is refer you to a job, and that might even get you hired.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So, you got your partners. Do you have a partner for each business that you're doing? Or
Great question. So with PRYD, I have 2 partners.
Okay.
With CLG, I have 2 partners, Travis Cooper and Elijah Longino. Medium Direct, I am the sole proprietor. And obviously with FES, I'm the sole proprietor of my business and my team. But in that particular business, man, I empower people. So that business in and of itself, man, I have people all around the country.
Yeah.
And they don't work for me, they work for themselves. So that's what I'm really about, man. I'm about empowering entrepreneurs and then coaching, training, and developing them along the way to going from the new entrepreneur to the advanced to the seasoned entrepreneur.
Gotcha.
And like yourself, you're seasoned, man. So we can go out and we can help people by helping them understand the stuff that we had to, get it out the mud with, in terms of learning this stuff.
Absolutely. And it's so dope if you think about this journey that you've been on. And you transition from employee to entrepreneur, business owner, you're doing your thing. Like, let's talk about that for a moment, like that journey of you were working in corporate America. Let's even go 15 years ago. Before you really got stuff popping, and you you sitting in your cubicle or at your job, you on your way to work, like, nope, this is it. I can't do this no more.
Hey, you know what? It's funny, man, because it's crazy. The first job I got out of college was in a company, for a company that was up in Toledo, Ohio. Okay. I didn't move back to Cleveland because I knew it would be too many distractions.
Gotcha.
Lived up in Toledo, had an apartment, didn't have no furniture in it, just a bed, an entertainment center, a TV, and a chest. Yeah. And my goal was to work that job to furnish that apartment. And I probably was there about 120 days, and one day I showed up for work and it was pitch black. Wow. Everybody was sitting on desk, everything was boxed up. And I walked in there, and said, what's going on? And they said, this is called downsizing. So, that day they showed up, no advance notice, and told us with an $800 severance check apiece that we all had to go find new jobs. Wow. And at that moment, being in my early 20s at the time, what I realized was they didn't care about the bills I had to pay. Yeah. They didn't care about me putting food on my table. They didn't care about none of that. They didn't care if I had a sick mom that I had to support. Yeah. And at that moment, I knew right then that moving forward, what I could never do was put all of my trust into a company that will replace me in a heartbeat. I had to start trusting in myself. So from that point, I started straddling the fence. I didn't get out of corporate America, but I started my first business. And I attached to 2 people that helped me a great deal, Mike and Jen Roth, a wonderful couple out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who I was fortunate enough to meet. They said, if you come in here and you learn this stuff, we'll coach you, train you, develop you on everything, man. And those people paid it forward, man, because they left Cleveland. I ended up taking that business over, expanding onto both sides of Cleveland, man, and growing that thing to well over 45 agents that went out into the field and helped me market, promote, and advertise. And that business at the time was called the Rising Group. Gotcha. And then I went back into corporate America, kept my foot in that, and then ultimately, roughly 3 years ago, I decided I was done with corporate America. So that's where we at now, man.
And what made you make that decision to say, I know that I can do this, whether I'm scared, nervous, ambiguity. I gotta do this.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I've never moved in fear.
Gotcha.
You know, for me, I understand that growth requires sacrifice. Growth requires you to be willing to do something you might be afraid to do. And that's what activates your faith, right? And faith without work is dead. So at the end of the day, I can either be stagnated by fear and exist.
Yeah.
Or I can move fear out the way, take a chance, and I might surprise myself. Or matter of fact, God might surprise me.
That's it.
And man, every time I've ever took a shot, man, he surprised me. But again, you know, a lot of this too, man, is I got a great support system, man. I got an unbelievable wife. Man, I got an unbelievable set of kids, man. My inner circle is so fantastic that I'm surrounded by empowers of faith. I don't got a lot of scary people around me, man, at all.
I got you.
So, you know, iron sharpens iron. You surround yourself with the right people, man.
Gotcha.
Fear is out the door.
So at some point, there was possibly some negative people. How did you maneuver yourself to get from around them?
They got rid of themselves.
Okay.
You know, the example I always tell new entrepreneurs is that a car in park can see everything passing it up, right? But when you're in drive, you don't see a lot of what's behind you.
Yeah.
Because you're going this way.
That's right.
So I was in drive, man, and everybody else that was, you know, maybe negative, they was in park.
Okay.
So I just kept it moving, man, and you know, they figured it out themselves. I didn't have to get rid of them.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, besides, if you're around somebody like me, it's gonna get very uncomfortable for you to be stagnant.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna remind you every day, like, that you can do better, that there's so much more in you.
Yeah.
And that's what I think a component that people that want to be entrepreneurs forget. And so let me say this. There's a difference between a solopreneur and what I am. A solopreneur owns the business. They're the only person there. They got to be the marketing, sales, advertising. That's not an entrepreneur, because that solopreneur is exchanging their time to make money and run that business the same way an employee does. The difference is they just responsible for everything.
Gotcha.
With an entrepreneur is leveraging other people.
Gotcha.
To get that business going, right? Kind of like what Uber did.
Yeah.
They put people. Uber said, "Hey, we're gonna use your car. We're gonna make money. You gonna make money, but we're gonna use your car." They leveraged people. So entrepreneurs are masters at leveraging other people, so that it's a win-win-win around the board. And now that entrepreneur can take that money and he can start investing it into assets, so that he can build his wealth and this generational wealth to be able to pass on. And oftentimes, solopreneurs are running a business, and that business is eating up all their money.
Gotcha.
That's why you'll see a lot of people in business say, man, in the first 5 years it failed. Well, becoming an entrepreneur, you'll see a different side of just doing it by yourself.
Gotcha. That's real. So what was one of the hardest parts of your journey?
Well, think about it, man. The majority of the people in the world, man, are employees. And again, I don't say that from a bad sense, but you know, it's amazing, right? America is built on capitalism, right? The land of the free, home of the brave, come here and do whatever you want. But for the most part, the masses go out and get jobs. So the biggest difficulty in doing what I did was there ain't a lot of people like me. On the larger scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, 5% of the people make 95% of the wealth.
Yeah.
That 5% are entrepreneurs and investors.
Yeah.
The other percentage of those people have decided to either be the business, run the business, solopreneur, or they have a job. So when you step out of the box, and I hate to use that cliche, but when you step out of the box, man, you really are stepping into a place that has less competition.
Yeah.
So really, I did myself a favor, but it, you know, in the beginning, it's lonely out there. And it's amazing that once you do it, you start to meet so many other people like you. I mean, you and I have been having conversations like this for years. And so to be a part of your platform now doesn't surprise me. I expected you to do this stuff because of the kind of conversations that we were having. We wasn't talking about working for people the rest of our lives. We was talking about how we could get out here and do our own thing.
That's right.
Again, we was dreaming at that point in time. Now it's into fruition.
Yeah.
And you see, you just had Chris and LaShawn Kendricks. Go figure, those people, that's my family.
Yeah.
And what are they? Entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? So I shout out to Chris Kendricks, who told me about property preservation.
Yeah.
And guess what I did, man? When he told me about it, I went and told my dudes about it. We made the investment, and guess what? We got it bit. We didn't overthink it.
Yeah.
We didn't spend a bunch of time in fear.
Gotcha.
I talked to Chris. Chris said it was a great stream of income. I didn't go, yeah, but I don't like property preservation. I went, stream of income. He's making money. I'm in.
Right.
See, man, I don't get a bunch of time to be smart.
Yeah.
I would rather be a doer.
Let's flow right now,
yeah.
bro. So, people wasting so much time.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about that before the interview started. But let's really dig in on a really micro level. Why are people wasting so much time?
Because they don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
And they've been taught that their time has a dollar amount, right? So you figured the average person, myself included at one point, believed that there was a dollar amount that my time was worth.
Yeah.
And I actually had set that amount as somewhere around $150,000 a year. So whatever time you were gonna get in that calendar year, as long as you paid me at the end of the year $150,000 plus commission, here you go, right?
Yeah.
And this really happened to me. I went to a soccer game. My daughter was playing soccer, and I was working off my iPad actually for that job. And by the time I looked up from the iPad, her game was over. And I realized right then, I can't get that time back.
Yeah, it's gone.
Every goal that I missed, I can't get that time back, man.
Yeah, it's
Can't
gone.
get it back. And so right there, I knew they don't pay enough money to keep me when they want to have me.
Yeah.
I want to be able to come, go, and do what I please when I please. But more importantly, again, and you mentioned this earlier, my time is invaluable.
Yeah.
I can't get it. They're not making any more time.
That's it.
Right? This is what they're not doing, right? You
That's
can't
it.
go buy another 10 years.
Yeah.
So for me, at the end of the day, I realize now that my most valuable asset outside of my faith and my family is my time. And I just think a lot of people, we're taught to go to school, and what happens? They ring the bell, you get up, you go to class.
And it's funny because I was just talking to some coworkers today.
Yeah.
About we look at this whole dynamic of school. At some point, somebody said it's a great idea to create this thing called college.
Yeah.
When they created it, they said we're going to make a ton of money, and what we're going to do is every year we can go up a couple thousand, and nobody will ever notice because we're not going up 10 to 15,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's just 500,000, no big deal.
Yeah.
But the individuals that are coming in as freshmen, their parents won't think it's such a bad deal because this is their first time actually looking up what college prices are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a crazy game.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
so it's just
man.
like, how dare they have the audacity to create such a system that the whole country depends on?
Listen.
But we don't have enough strength within ourselves to come up with a dope idea and to see it out.
Ain't it crazy?
Because we say, that's not going to work. Nobody's doing it. Well, there was at one point, college didn't even exist.
Yep.
School, as we look at, didn't even exist.
Yeah.
And although we might say, well, elementary school, middle school, high school, they're not making any money. That's a nonprofit organization. No, they cleaning up on us.
Yeah.
Because the system is all working together. We're buying the books, we're buying the computers, we're buying the keyboards, all the widgets, all the tools. Like, it's all working together.
It's the training platform, right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm a big advocate of education.
And it's dope.
I don't want people to think that we don't, but
because I got a master's too.
and listen, we
Yeah.
talk about two masters,
Yeah.
but I would tell you this: if I could get a refund, I would.
Me too.
I would get a refund because I spent a lot of money and I never worked in econ. Now my master's is in business and it did give me some practical things, but not for what I paid. I mean, a Robert Kiyosaki book, a Zig Ziglar book, a Les Brown book.
And I think I know what you're already going to say. Then taught you more than you learned inside of the classroom, sitting there for hours.
Listen.
Even the people that take online classes, you can't tell me that you pick up an educational book and you can't learn more from.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go right to Amazon right now, order 5 books, read those 5 books in 2 weeks, and I guarantee our minds will be expanded and go to a whole different place.
And the crazy part about you saying that, Manny, is because those books are written by real life people in real life situations under real life circumstances. I mean, look, we're in my house right now.
Yeah.
Right? We're not at some fancy office and I'm in a suit. I'm at work right now. This is work right now. When we wrap this up, I'm gonna go right back to working my business or businesses, whichever one, calls me to do that. But when you read those books, we're reading books. I mean, look at the book I gave you, the Credit Secrets Bible. Remember that? The story about the guy gave me that book. And I remember that. Credit for years, walking around with it, did nothing with it. Man, he turned that into a business.
That's it.
A book. You know why? Because the new currency is knowledge. The new currency is knowledge. The new currency is being able to produce a solution to a problem for people. If you can do that, you can.
And I'm going to say this right on the show, but it's real. The reason that I created the Manny Hall Show, honestly, is because I knew that not only did I want to help other people, entrepreneurs, influencers, and creators, but I said to myself, honestly, man, if I can leverage over 100 individuals from all over the country, I don't have to work as hard.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, you know what we were taught, man, and you finish this for me. If you want something done,
do it yourself.
That's what you were programmed.
Yeah.
But see, smart people know it's better to get 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of your own.
Yeah.
You can only be in so many places at so many different times. Listen, while I'm in Cleveland right now, I got a team in Columbus. They're working right now.
That's it.
I got people down in Florida working right now. I got people all across Cleveland working right now, not just for me, but for themselves. And so what at the end of the day happens is money is working for me. I'm not working for it.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It's about how much money you make when you don't work.
Exactly.
And 5% of the population has learned that. And that 5% is in a position to be able to leave something called generational wealth.
Yeah.
Whereas the 15%, which is the middle class, they'll have good, solid lives, but they probably won't leave much for their legacy. And then there's the larger percent of the population, that 80% that bought into the 40-40-40 club, and they've been doing it so long.
And explain that for the people that don't know.
So the 40-40-40 club is working at a place for 40 hours a week for 40 years to retire on 40% of a pension. The reason I call that the employee lie is because 40 hours a week is not going to pay your bills anymore. No. That's why most of those people have part-time jobs. Or they've become smart enough to start their own business, right? 40 years on one job, the average person now is switching jobs in 4.2 years, maybe less. So nobody's even staying on a job for 40 years anymore. That's true. And then living on 40% of a pension, hey, listen, it's a fact that the cost of living has gone up almost 50% in comparison to what they pay you. So think about that. That means it costs you more to live the life you live right now on the same pay. So you tell me if I'm making that up. Does 40-40-40 really sound feasible? Maybe for our parents, but not for us. Not in this new generation, man. It's not realistic. And at the end of the day, think about it, guys. Why would you just want to have a job? See, here's the beauty in this, Manny. If I meet somebody with a job and I ask them what they do, and they say, hey, I work at XYZ company, and I go, can you get me a job? You know what they're going to have to say? I got to see if they hire. And then I got to go through the process of putting in an app where I put their name on it, and they might get a referral fee. But if somebody talks to me and they go, Harrison, what do you do? I go, I'm an entrepreneur. And they go, really? I've always thought about being an entrepreneur. Guess who's hiring? I'm hiring. And I can put them in business, or I can leverage a skill that they have and compensate them for it. They may not even work for me. They may just provide me a service.
Yep.
So you know, again, when you talk about the entrepreneurial piece, we become empowerers, man, because we can put people to work. Period. We can put people to work and provide them information and systems that they can plug into and learn how to do it themselves.
Yeah,
Period.
that's it. So, I mean, you know, on this particular interview, y'all, we in 2018, Trump is our president.
Yeah.
You know, if you're watching a couple years from now, maybe Trump got another term, maybe he didn't.
Goodness gracious, man. Listen.
But with all that said, I think a lot of us make excuses about the president, the vice president, the man, and this person, that person. Harrison, I just have learned, bro, the past couple of years, man, that you gotta get out there and make something happen. Like, it's to the point that it's like I look at myself in the mirror and say, listen, I know you don't want to go to work. I know you hate it. But, bro, let that be your ambition.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, go to that job and work your butt off. Not necessarily for them, but go there, like, mad and angry that you got to go there and, like, let that fuel you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I think about that organization, MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, she only created that, bro, because her son had got killed in a car accident from somebody drunk driving. So it's like, we make these excuses. We get mad at our jobs. We don't like this. We coming home being mean to wives and kids. And you're so mad and upset, but you're doing nothing to change it.
Tell me about it.
So I'm talking about we can go on for years like that.
Yeah.
And you look up, you see one of your dudes from school and say, hey man, how you been? Oh, I've been good. Like, what you up to? You working? Yeah, I'm working at this job. Blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, you trying to leave? No, man, you know I gotta provide for the family, man. Like, well, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. Well, you know, you can do that. Nah, man, that, you know.
Crazy, right?
I can't. I have to stay bound because this is comfortable.
Yeah. It's you know, it's funny to hear you say that. You know, you intro with the president, and I always think about this. You know, Obama was in office for 8 years, and I remember before he actually won, how many people said if he wins, how much different their life was going to be. 4 years in, they changed nothing. 8 years of having the first African American president, a lot of people, if they being honest, was in the same situation when he left as they were when he got in.
Yeah.
Here's why. Because the president wasn't the problem. They were. Right? And sometimes we gotta be grown enough to get out of our own way. You know,
I love that though, because now what you're saying is that in actuality, the president is not your problem or your solution.
Right. At all. You are. Right? Like listen, in the city of Cleveland right now, every Sunday, shameless plug, I do a credit restoration and financial fitness generational wealth building clinic. Free. All you gotta do is follow me on Facebook or Instagram. I promote it, I pub it. It's free. You would think that based off stats, this room would be packed. I mean, 70% of people hate their job. Over 45 million people have less than 600 credit score, right? Let alone probably don't have the money to bury somebody if somebody died in their family, no money for a rainy day. They don't have any of this.
Right.
And here you got a guy that's made hundreds of thousands of dollars in corporate America, built businesses that provides clinics for free. And we probably average 8 to 15 people a clinic. So what does that tell me? It tells me that people won't do the work. Like here's the thing. We want Donald Trump to be the problem so that we don't have to be. See, if we could blame him, then it ain't us.
Yeah.
And again, don't get me wrong, not that I condone anything, but my point is scapegoat. We look for something to attach the blame on so that it can't be us.
Yeah.
When I came to the awareness that my credit was bad, I did something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm empowered enough to be able to help people.
Yeah. That's it.
It's just doing self-work. It's awareness and then doing the work. And man, listen, there's more competition at the bottom than it is at the top. So where you want to be at? Everybody, all the competition is in comfortable. All the competition is in same old, same old. All the competition is just enough and barely making it. All the competition is in I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's wide open where I'm at. Where I'm at is wide open. Where you at, Manny, is wide open. Listen, you just went to work to your regular job today, right? How many hours?
9.
But you working right now, your business.
Yeah.
See, the average person would have got tired and went home. And they would have went home and cut on the TV. They would have went through the motions. You didn't do that.
No, I didn't. You know, and Harrison, since I started the beginning of December, 48 episodes.
Wow. Hey man, I'm proud of you, man.
I appreciate it.
I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it.
48
episodes
in less than 90 days.
Yep.
See, and here's the crazy thing. That's just how you wire.
Yeah.
And whether you were born that way or not, now you that way. It's just you wired that. And that's what people don't get. If you just start moving, you will amaze yourself at the stuff that God already put in you.
And you know what? Here's deep was something deep. Probably about a year or two ago, somebody had said, "Man, you know Robert Kiyosaki, man, that really wasn't a real story." And blah blah blah. I said, "You know what? If it was real or not, I don't care."
Who cares?
You can't tell me you ain't learned something.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can't tell me if that man did make that whole thing up, that ain't dope.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Superman not real. But it didn't mean I didn't want to be a superhero. It didn't mean that it make me a better person.
Right.
You know, people are looking for anything to discredit something that's worth knowing. Again, you know, here's what I realized, man. Everybody's not going to want to be the best them they can be.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that people would be like that. But I got to tell you, man, as a man of faith, I want to experience everything he said I could.
That's it.
The abundantly, more than you can imagine.
Yeah.
To be able to tell, I want to experience all that.
And wouldn't that be so crazy, though? I mean, we look at that scripture and say, more than you could hope, dream, think, or imagine. I mean, there's stuff that I'm thinking about right now that's like crazy.
Yeah.
But he like, I want to do more than you can even think.
Right.
Like, that's ignorant.
But let me ask you something. In your opinion, and we vibe.
Yeah.
That don't make you want to go after that.
It do.
It do. That makes me want to go after it. I don't know. Listen.
Right.
Maybe I get it. Maybe I don't. But it make me be like, I want to go after that.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I want to go after that. So what do you have to do? When it seems bigger than you can think, you got to do things like vision boards. You got to do positive affirmation, things that will help your mindset align with what he said so that you can walk in that. Because maybe where you at right now as a person, you just not there. So you don't not go after it because you're not there. No, make your environment and the energy around you fit where you're trying to go.
And see, and I appreciate the fact that, you know, I'm in this home and years ago, no kids at that time, no wife at that time. You and your wife told me to go upstairs to write down on a piece of paper what I wanted within a wife.
You remember that?
I remember that. I'll never forget it.
That's correct. Look, though, I forgot it until you just brought it up.
Yeah, I didn't forget that.
And you know what's so crazy, Manny, man, is that's powerful to me, man, because I really hope for the people that know me and even the people that don't, man, what good is my success if I can't help somebody else?
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't come up. What I told you to go up there and do, I learned from someone, and it worked for me. I gave it to you.
And what was so great about it is that it taught me how to ask for crazy things in other areas of my life as well. So I put down on that paper stuff that made sense to me.
Yeah.
But might have seemed crazy to everybody else.
Right.
And at that time I put like, I don't want her to be real churchy.
Yeah.
I want her to have had some issues.
Yeah.
I want her to want to have fun and be silly and do this and push me and challenge me. And it's like, I was married before, got that wrong.
Right.
And wasn't a horrible person.
Yeah.
It just didn't vibe. It just wasn't great. And now my wife now, she gets on my last nerve sometimes, but that's the best thing I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Shout out to the wife right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's real around here. You know, I still this support system.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
The stuff that you put on that list, how much of it manifested?
I would honestly say 80 to 90%.
Hey, listen, man.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not lying on camera.
Works,
I'm serious. And I'm gonna tell you why it worked, because then it was stuff that at the time when you had challenged me, okay, just go ahead and write. There was stuff I didn't even want to write, but he instructed me to write. And I just put those things down like, okay, this don't make any sense. Okay, I want her to be able to cook, but she ain't got to be real good. And I want her to clean, but I want her to know that we both got to contribute. My wife hate cleaning the bathroom, but that was part of what I put on that list. Like, I wanted to be able to help, and now I'm like, dang, I shouldn't have said that. Like, you got me cleaning the bathroom. I thought traditionally this was supposed to be your job. You not on it because I put that on the list. So it's just like, it's just little things like that. But again, it's like it made me begin to think like other areas of my life. Ask.
Yeah.
You know, when I first wrote my first book, got it out. I was excited. Then I said, you know what, I'm about to write some more. So within probably about 14 months, I wrote 3 books.
Wow.
Just cranked them out.
So you are a 3-time author. Man, you got to help me with that. Cause I got a book. I got to write it. It's in there. I just don't know how to get it out.
Well, let's get it out. Let's get it in.
But man, but listen, for whoever is watching this, the man just said he wrote 3 books. Now, for him, that just rolled up. For him, that's like nothing, 3 books. But for me, that's like, nah, man, like you are a published author. You have written, you will be able to hand to your children, who can hand to their children's children, something that will keep you around forever.
You know what felt good? My oldest daughter, her mom, we've not always had the best relationship, but it's gotten a lot better. And I thank God for where it is right now. It felt good that day. I handed her 2 of my books and said, here, you ain't got to read them, you can throw them away if you want to, but here's 2 of the books that I wrote.
Wow.
And just to have my books inside of her house for my daughter,
man,
to be able to look and say, my daddy wrote that book.
Man.
We are in the process of writing a book together called The Family of Elephants. And it just tells a story of these elephants that they have all these different personalities, but they were clashing. They were trying to get along, but they were clashing because they had so many differences. She's excited about writing that book, and we're doing it together.
Wow.
And when it's all said and done, her name is going to be on that boy.
See?
I don't need to put my name on it.
See?
I want her to be able to have residuals at 8 years old. I want her
say
to
that word again.
Residuals.
That word that you just said.
Yeah.
People need to become very learned in that word.
Yeah.
And what that word means and how to create that.
Yeah.
Because that's how you pass generational.
And when people don't get it, they make very bad and stupid mistakes, like the guy did in Rocky. Did you ever hear that story?
Teach.
The guy that the movie Rocky was based off of, I guess they were somewhere in Philadelphia, saw this young boxer. They said, man, you've had a lot of turmoil and challenges in your life. We want to write this story about you. So They sat at the table when it got time to talk about the money. Would you want $100,000, or would you want the option to have residuals just in case this movie actually blows up? That poor man took $100,000. A couple years later, when that $100,000 was gone, he started working at a grocery store.
Unbelievable.
And he had to sit on the couch and watch Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 10 years later, another Rocky that came out of nowhere.
Listen, man, that movie series has probably grossed somewhere upwards $500 million.
Easy.
The residual income on that would be enough money for him to never have to work. But that's what people, listen, one of my businesses now has a residual component to it, man, and I love it. Because if something happens to me, that residual will go to my kids.
Yeah.
Like, it'll go to my, and I'm just amazed. You know, I'm gonna tell you one of the biggest things that's amazing to me. You know, people in Cleveland, I would imagine a lot of people know me. I'm born and raised here, always been here. The farthest I left in terms of leaving was in another city in Ohio. I came this close to moving to Charlotte, North Carolina, and didn't make the move. But I say all that to say, I've been in this city, putting on for this city all my life. And if somebody knows me, they know a couple things for sure. One, I ain't never been no guy to rob nobody, rip nobody off, or play nobody for no money. But two, that if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. And typically it works. And I'm amazed that I'll put out there that I have a business opportunity to turn people on to, and my phone will ring from more strangers than people that know me.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me, man.
You know what? And I actually figured that out a couple years ago.
Okay.
You know, I was really praying about it, and God had revealed it, because I was honestly getting inside my feelings for a long time, bro. Because I started speaking and I started seeing all these people I knew, and I'm like, why they didn't invite me? Like, I talk about relationships. I speak. I can do this. Like, why not me? And I was salty for a long time. Yeah. And then I said, well, okay, I got these books. Ain't nobody buying the books that know me, but I got all these weirdos that I don't even know from all around the world. Yeah. It took some time to really stop and think about it. And the Lord revealed, he said, it's the psychology behind it. And I said, talk to me. He said, these are your friends. This is your family. They have only known you as Manny Hall in this particular space. Now you have evolved into this other person. It takes time for them to switch their brain to be able to accept this new person. Yep. It's almost like an identity crisis for them, because now that other person has literally died. Yeah. It no longer exists. That complacent, stagnant, boring, don't want to do nothing person, just want to go to work. He's dead now. Yeah. Now you have brought this new person to life and saying that, oh yeah, he's dope, he's creative, he's an intellectual, he's a freaking genius now. Yeah. He's doing all these great things. I'm not ready to receive this person because psychologically, I'm only knowing Manny as Manny. And now he's doing more. So if you want me to accept this new person, I can no longer have a relationship with this other one.
Get your car and drive. That's it. You started moving and they still in park.
They still in park.
That's crazy, man. It's funny that I never thought about it the way you put it. The psychological piece, yes. And the people keeping you in a box. Yeah. Yes, but the way you broke that down, it just made it simple to get and wrap your brain around it. And to the point now, man, I don't even expect it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm amazed that, I remember one time I was in Chicago. We went to a restaurant in Chicago, man. Out of nowhere, a girl walks up to me in one of our sweaters. Like, oh my goodness, you one of the founders? No, actually she walked up and said, I think I approached her and said, that's a really nice shirt. Where did you get it? Okay. And she said, that's how it happened. I said, that's a really nice sweater. Where did you get it? She said, I bought it from these black clothing producers out of Ohio, Charlotte, and California. I said, what if I told you I was one of the owners? And she said, no way. And I went through my phone and said, look. And she started crying. We hugged. We took pictures. Oh, wow. And that was the first time. I didn't even know this girl, but this girl had went out of her way. She loved our message. She loved power, respect, you determined. She loved that. And that meant something to her to where she purchased online.
Yeah.
You know, you think about
And,
it.
and see that's what it is. And you know, the people that don't know us, when they taste and experience us for the first time, it's like mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, why did I just get hip to this? Why didn't nobody tell me about it?
Yeah.
But then the people that know us, like, no, I know them.
Yeah.
Like, it's cute and good that Benny doing his little show.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
here's
yeah,
a guy's
yeah,
little clothing. He doing his businesses. Oh, you're an entrepreneur. That's cute.
Yeah.
But I know you.
Yeah.
I've experienced you in college. I went to high school with you. You're my family member. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Harrison, I get it. But you're still that same person. And I'm not trying to play you or disrespect you, but you're Harrison to me. I can't switch my brain to think about all this other stuff, but then you see somebody new, and it's like, wow.
Right.
And it's kind of like the same thing like with Christianity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you meet Christ for the first time. That's why you see them people amp. They meet him for the first time. Like, they going crazy, like evangelizing. They own it. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
They own it.
That's
But
good.
then you see these other people that then been around people that went to church
That's
for a
good.
long time. They like, okay, yeah, church is cool. Like, no, but God is good. He can do this for you. I'm telling you, like, his presence and his peace. You're like, yeah. Complacent.
It became normal.
Yeah.
That's good. Man, that's heavy. I you know what? It's amazing. See, again, this is the importance of awareness and having. You know, you asked me something earlier about what made the transition so easy, and it wasn't me. It wasn't that I'm this amazing guy. It's the people that I'm surrounded by, man. And I'm telling you, when your starting five is unbelievable, they won't let you get comfortable, nor will they become comfortable with you.
That's it.
You know, one of my biggest cheerleaders, man, is my wife. And I can tell you unequivocally, and my daughters, I can tell you unequivocally, it's genuine. Like, it ain't just you an amazing guy because I'm married to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's genuine. Like I watch you from over here through some lenses that you don't get to see. And what she doesn't know, and she might know it, but being an entrepreneur is a lonely endeavor when you're building it, because you see all of the blood, sweat, and tears that you're putting in, but you don't see a lot of the reward in the beginning, right? So what happens is the enemy starts to get you to believe, see, you should have never tried, you should have never. And every endeavor I've ever started or tried, I've hit that place. Even having had success in the past, you know, again, I'm human, I'm not, you know, Teflon. Right. But I've always had that place where it's like, man, am I doing the right thing? And that supporting cast, that front five, man, or the front 10 people, man, the first people in they will get you beyond that hump, man. And those people will never treat you like you just that's just Manny.
That's true.
You know, because I've never, you know, again, and I don't know whether I'm in your front five or front 10, but I know this. I know that if life was in a bind for you or you needed somebody to speak into you or to encourage you, I know I would be somewhere in that call list. And I've never looked at you like, that's just Manny. Like I look forward to knowing what's next. Mm-hmm. What you gonna do next, right? Because it's gonna help me up my game. Yeah. I ain't doing something. You just told me 3 books. I gotta get this book wrote now, bro. You get 3 books? Yeah. Man, listen.
And then to be honest, I done finished the 4th one.
Wow.
But my wife, she's working on her first one. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back. We're gonna just push yours out. Then I'm gonna drop mine maybe next year.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. You show me how to write a book, you get the forward.
Let's get it in.
You get the forward in the book, you teach me how to write it.
I got you.
I already got the book, and the book's already wrote up
I
here.
got you. Let's get it in.
How to get it on. See?
Let's get it in.
Another stream of income we create.
Let's get it in.
I love it, man.
For sure. Any last words, bro?
Yeah, man, listen. At the end of the day, man, I'm a kid from the projects, man, raised by a single mother, man, born and raised in the city of Cleveland. And trust me, I was definitely one of them guys that I ain't supposed to be here. Where I came up and how I came up, but it was divine order that I'm here, just like it is for you. And at the end of the day, all you have to do is take a chance. You know, success is not about winning. Sometimes it's about getting over fear. Sometimes it's about failure and learning from it so you don't duplicate it. But what entrepreneurship is about is learning that life is a process, and that to take control of your time, income, and life, the only way to be able to do that is when you own it. And ownership is freedom. And freedom is empowerment. And that's what we need. So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you coming to the crib.
For sure.
And allowing me to be a part of this fantastic platform, man. And any way that I can promote, push, and pub Manny Hall, you already know I'm down for it, bro.
For sure. I really appreciate it. How can I get in contact with you?
So for any of my businesses, my contact is 216-789-4308. If you're calling about the Higher Learning Group, which is the coaching, training, and developing platform of professionals. If you're calling about PRYD Clothing, you can always give me a call about that, or we'll have our website is getting restructured now. That's prydclothing.com. If you're calling about Smedium Direct, obviously, which is my business that's geared towards promoting and empowering and advertising small to mid-sized companies, 216-789-4308. If you're calling me with regards to the clinics that I do on credit restoration, credit protection, and personal financial affairs, you can go to my website at www.myfes.net/HGILMER. And I'm also on Facebook under Cleveland's Finest, and I am on Instagram at CHARM, the number 2, the letter QUE, and I think that's at Instagram.com or whatever that is. So on any of those, you can find me, man. But easiest way to get in touch with me, 216-789-4308. And whatever I can do to help or any questions I can answer, I'm all for it.
Cool. Well, bro, I really appreciate your time.
Pleasure was mine, man. I appreciate you.
For sure. The Manny Hall Show. We out. Peace.